Hello, it's Sam Mason here, BSO Associate with the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra. So today we are going on a journey across the ocean to a world of wonder, mystique and imagination. We're going to explore the magical music of Rimsky-Korsakov's Scheherazade, the sea and Sinbad's ship. And this is an epic tale of adventure and discovery on the high seas. Let's have a little listen to the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra playing an extract for us now. Scheherazade is a classic story of good versus evil, of wit and intelligence overcoming force, of a beautiful princess outwitting her evil husband, all set within the mystical Far East. Every night, Princess Scheherazade told magical tales of adventure and discovery to entrance her husband, the evil sultan. Let's have a little listen to the theme music that Rimsky-Korsakov composed for his Princess Scheherazade, and it's played on the violin here. So the tune weaves around as if you're in a hypnotic dance. It sort of starts with the very highest notes of the violin and then explores those lower sounds, sweeping back up again. So it's a real explanation, the combination of those high and low sounds. And in music, we call that difference between a high note and a low note pitch. So with an imaginary paintbrush, I'd like you to have a go at drawing the shape of the music for the Princess Scheherazade theme. To me, it's something a bit like this. Which I guess if I was looking at it on paper, would look a little bit like the waves of the ocean. And I think you can really hear that sense of movement and the sea moving up and down in the music that Rimsky-Korsakov has composed for Scheherazade. So we're going to do some exploring today of high and low sounds, thinking about the shape of the music, and have a go at composing some tunes for our own Princess Scheherazade. So we're going to create our own melodies now using different notes or pitches, and for this you're going to need your instruments and some tuned percussion. So if you haven't got an instrument or you haven't got any tuned percussion, and by tuned percussion I guess I'm talking about things like chime bars, xylophones, bells, anything where you can hear those different notes. Don't worry, because any sounds that you can find at home will be useful if you can find some sounds that have got different pitches, so different high notes and different low notes. Now I've got an example here of some glasses, and glasses are fantastic for creating sounds. Really lovely resonant sound, almost a bit like a bell, and you can get quite accurate with glasses by filling them with different levels of water. So for example, here I have a glass with lots of water in it and a glass with not so much water in it, and they will create different pitches, high sounds and low sounds. So let's just have a little listen to those. Now I've got a beater here, but equally a chopstick will do just as well. So if I play all of these sounds together, I've just been experimenting with different levels of watering. I think they sound quite accurate as a set of chime bars or bells. So, like I said, if you haven't got an instrument at home, don't panic. Get creative, get exploring, have a look around the kitchen, have a look around the house, see if you can find some instruments that create different sounds, and we're going to put our little band together. If you haven't got any glasses or objects, once again, you can still join in because we've all got our voices. So voices, and you could sing those notes, will sound fantastic. So let's get composing. So the notes I'm going to use for this melody are the next door notes of A up to E. A, B, C, D, E. See if you can find some of these notes on your instruments, or all of them ideally. Don't worry too much about the names of the notes, just have a little listen and see if you can find them on your instruments. And then back down. Now, if you don't have a tuned instrument to play, don't worry. Arrange your objects in order from the lowest to the highest. I've just chosen 5 because it's a good number for us to have plenty of options to play an interesting tune. But if you've only got 3, that's fine. But arrange them from their lowest to their highest, thinking of the lowest as being number 1 and the highest number 5. So on my glasses, this would be number 1, this would be number 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're using tuned percussion, you'll find all of those notes next door to each other, going up, and by that we mean going that way or coming down. So on a tuned percussion instrument, for example a xylophone or a chime bar that you might have at school, you should notice that there's little letter names on the notes. So we're going to start with the note A and then move our way up next door, one note at a time, back all the way up to E and then back down to A. You might want to pause the video for a moment, have a little experiment, get your instruments or your objects in order and see if you can find some of those notes on your instruments, and I'll see you in a second. So now we're going to have a go at a listening game. So this is just a game to sort of tune our ears in and get ourselves listening really well to the melodies and the sounds that we're making with our objects and instruments and our voices. So this is a game of Copycat, and where I play or sing a pattern, I'd like you to sing it and copy it back. So really listen out for the shape of the sound. We talked about that earlier. So does the sound start on a high note and head downwards? So is it that kind of shape? Does the sound start low and then go up? So think about that sound and sort of try and imagine or picture the sound as well as listening to it. Okay, I'm going to sing and play and then you copy it back. Okay, here we go. A, B, C. Listening. So if you've got a partner at school or at home that you could do some more of those call and response games to, have a little go. It's a really great way to get those ears tuned into to the notes that we're working with in creating our patterns. Have a little go now at creating your own patterns, and in a minute we're going to stick them together to make a much longer tune or melody. Now let's have a go at sticking some of those patterns that we've made together. So this is quite useful if you've got a couple of patterns that you like the sound of, that we piece them together, it can form a much longer melody or a longer tune. You might want to draw the shapes of those tunes just so that you can help remember them, or if you're using your objects or you've numbered your notes 1 to 5, you could use those numbers to help you remember. I've made a couple of patterns myself which I'll play you now, just in case you're stuck and need some ideas. And yeah, here we go. These are my 2 patterns. It started off with number 5 at the top, so it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my first melody. I'll play it for you one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I came up with another pattern which, instead of starting at the top on the highest note, started at the bottom, so I thought that was a nice contrast, and that starts on my number 1, my note A, and it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 2, 1. So it goes a different shape, it's an opposite direction, and then jumps back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 2, 1. Now if I sellotape or stick those 2 patterns together, the whole thing will sound like this and forms a much longer melody or a much longer tune. So I've written down the numbers here so I can remember my tune, so it just might be an idea for you to do the same. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 2, 1. Have a little go with your melodies and piecing them together to create those longer Princess Scheherazade themes. So, if you have a partner at home or at school that might want to join your band, I'm going to show you a little musical trick that is really good for creating a foundation on which our melodies, our tunes that we've made for our princess can sit on. So this is called a musical accompaniment, and I guess you could think of it a little bit like the pizza base. Our tune is all of the gorgeous toppings and the spicy accompaniments, but the base is the foundation on which this melody sits on the top. And so let's have a little go at making a musical accompaniment. I'm just going to use 2 of my 5 sounds. I'm going to use the lowest sound and the highest sound. So for those of you that are playing on a tuned instrument, that is the note A and the note E. If you've got your numbered objects, you could try using the sound for number 1 and object number 5, so the lowest and the highest. And all I'm going to do for my accompaniment is kind of create it like a little tick-tock. So 1, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. So if your partner, your friend, whoever you've got with you in your band wants to have a go at adding their accompaniment, you could use the same idea, just using 2 notes. You could just use 1 note, or if you could just make 1 long sound, continuous sound. And on top of that, we could now add our melodies, and it kind of roots the melody down. So our tune went like this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 1. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed creating wonderful musical melodies, exploring the shape and pitches, the high and the low sounds of music. Next time we're going to have an explore of another of the characters from Rimsky-Korsakov's Scheherazade, and we're going to create some fantastic rhythmic patterns for a marching sultan's army. So I look forward to seeing you next time. If you want to go to the website after this, there will be some further information and learning that you can take part in. I'll be back on Friday for the next workshop, but there will be some activities released to take part in tomorrow, which will help you to make your own instrument ahead of the next session. Look forward to seeing you soon.